following is a presentation of Geekster Media.
Hey there, Wax Packers. Adam coming back at you with another edition of Wax Pack Flashback. We're heading back to the 90s. It's where we love to be in the world of trading cards. But we're going to check out something that's special. We're going to be talking about The Simpsons. Oh, okay. Well, The Simpsons. Oh, the longest running show in TV history, blah, blah, blah. Everybody talks about The Simpsons. That is true. But I have quite a personal connection to this show. I loved it like so many of us did. I mean, going back, let's talk about the original Christmas special, right? Wouldn't it have been strange if there was a universe where just every year all we got was a Simpsons Christmas special, or they just replayed this over and over again like Charlie Brown? I just think that would have been funny if that's what they were known for. A lot of people forget that's kind of how they started out. I mean, they were shorts on the Tracy Ullman sketch comedy series, but as far as like full productions and series. So I started watching The Simpsons. I'm watching this thing explode, obviously, picking up your TV guide, it's going to tell you The Simpsons are on. They were on the cover many times. They were outrageous. They were having feuds with the president and the first lady. But I was a huge fan of all the peripheral stuff. So like magazines, Simpsons Illustrated. I don't know if you ever read this. Eventually it morphed into their comics. I read the comics all the time, bought them all the time. How about the Simpsons Family Album? These are the kind of things I wanted to understand the universe more, because, after all these years, they've really delved into the supporting cast. But back in the day, it was kind of like, we're going to meet out a little bit here, a little bit there. But of course, they were in all the multimedia, right? You're going to have video games, on your Nintendo, or how about a handheld Bartman video game, or get yourself an action figure, all these. I mean, my personal favorite book of my childhood is Bart Simpson's Guide to Life. I read and reread this over and over again. I was sharing it with my kids recently. There's a gag where he keeps telling you, do you want to know the meaning of life? Turn to this page, back and forth. And my kids were very frustrated that it was never revealed. Another thing I listened to endlessly was The Simpsons Sing the Blues. I love this album. I had it on audio cassette originally. I upgraded to CD. But of course, you're also getting dolls. You're getting any number. I mean, there were trading cards themselves that were originally like just kind of a basic set of trading cards in the early days. But then in the 90s, or what should I say, it started in the 90s, but later in the 90s, mid-90s, 1995, we got a set that I collected a lot of. This is The Simpsons Series 2. I didn't know about Series 1, which I want to track down, but they're super expensive these days. But I have a ton just of doubles of The Simpsons Series 2, because I have a full set. I was collecting them all the time. But this is the thing about that. I believe I've actually opened a pack of these way back when, of that Series 2 set. But these ones tell you there's 8 cards in each pack. And as I was searching online, I found this one, which had, this horizontal style pack. And I thought, they just did 2 different pack designs. No, because if you read here, it tells you there's only 4 cards, but also a special bonus card that's included in this pack. So I don't know if it was like a budget series or what. They thought it'd be more affordable for people. They'd sell more. So I want to open these up. I want to find out what's different, what we're going to, explore and examine in this world of Simpsons cards. Is it something that I don't have already? Who knows? So let's check it out. All right, so here we are with our pack of The Simpsons Series 2 trading cards by Skybox from 1995. As I said there, it says 4 cards plus 1 Smellorama card in every pack. Now, they had a bunch of special cards. They had autograph cards. They had so many chase cards to get you to buy this series. It's interesting on the back here, they tell you that the odds of finding the Artie Art cards are 1 in 180 packs, disappearing ink cards 1 in 50, what are those? The Wiggle cards. I have several of those. 1 in 9 packs. Smellorama cards, 1 in 1. So that's, again, they're guaranteeing you're going to get one of those. And then Wiggle cards replace 2 regular cards in packs which contain them. So that's kind of interesting there. But then if you flip this down, it'll tell you that there was something else you could buy, or not buy, but send away for. Get your genuine state-of-the-art BART screen today. Decode secret messages found in Simpsons Series 2 with a nifty decoder card for only $2 and 2 proofs of purchase. So this is actually something that also came in the Simpsons comics. When you bought them initially, like, they would pack those in because it's like a little TV and you can put it onto, these things that look like static on the TV, and then you would get it. But let's open up this pack of cards because, like I said, I'm very curious to see if these are different in any way from what we've seen an earlier release or just a different release. Okay, well, first things first, a little bit of a rip-off here because we got the checklist card. One thing I will mention here, if you look here, of these 39 characters and 1 character checklist, these are all like the supporting characters, because I think that the Simpsons themselves were part of Series 1, and their relations and things like that. But look at these fun things here. So they're going to tell you who the art team is here. So, Ma, Smythe, Jamie, Engel, and of course they're using like the Halloween episode, thing of giving everybody a nickname here. But they got the design, production, artists, Radioactive Man specialist with Steve and Cindy Vance. That's so cool to see. We couldn't have done it without, all these people. So, but also this feature here of the Flip-O-Matic. So if you put all the cards together and you dared to bend them in any way, you would get Bart doing some awesome guitar moves. They always just added extra special pieces to, their productions, whether it was the magazines, everything else. Okay. Here's our one and only character card in this set. Llewellyn Sinclair, as voiced by John Lovitz. You people out there, you're the stars. So when Marge was in A Streetcar Named Desire with Ned Flanders. His favorite play, let's see what this one is called. 7 Bras for 7 Brothers. Let's see what they tell us about Llewellyn Sinclair. Theatrical genius. Motto, don't bother me. Can't you see I'm in the moment? Turn-ons. Caftons, real old-fashioned dinner theater. Llewellyn Sinclair founded, organized, produced, started, and directed the Springfield High School's Extravagant Order of the Thespian, and it was its only member. His historically accurate one-man performance of the Civil War remained Springfield's longest show, as Llewellyn insisted on a complete change of costume, including handmade period underwear, whenever someone new spoke. During the production of his self-penned comedy farce Romeo and Juliet and the Big Big Monkey, he developed many wildly innovative rehearsal techniques, including walking through solid objects and let's have a drink and get to know each other better. Okay, well, his pet peeve is phony TV and film actors prostituting their art for filthy lucre. And his secret shame, can't wait to prostitute his art for filthy lucre. Every starving artist wishes they weren't starving. Okay. Now we have 2 Itchy and Scratchy cards here, which, again, so we had the character cards they were promoting, but this is one where they would actually give you a breakdown of some Itchy and Scratchy violence and mayhem, right? So this one's has a review. Inez Swanson, I laughed till I sneezed. The Ragweed Watch Weekly. Scratchy says, never change mouses in mid-scream. Huh? What does that mean? Mayhem quotient, slug poison force feeding, spraying brains with insecticide, lawnmower tongue severing, grafting guts onto dogwood trees, weed whacker whipping, grinding and harvesting combine. If you dug Mo your throat, these other Itchy and Scratchy favorites will really grow on you. I never promised you a nose garden, a blender in the grass, how scream was my valley. Yeah, so again, just like all this history that definitely was not a part of the show. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. All right, let's see this here. Oh, so Itchy and Scratchy starting in a tomb with a Mew. Wow, let's see what other gags we have here. If you enjoyed Ginger the Wonder Horse races Starlight the Magic Unicorn down Snuggletown Lane, you'll hate these Itchy and Scratchy standouts. Hip Hip, Puree, The Ghost of Mrs. Skinner, Days of Wine and Groanses, To Thine Own Self Swine Flu. Itchy says, be it ever so painful, there's no place like home. So yeah, there you go. I do love Ginger the Wonder Horse races Starlight the Magic Unicorn. I mean, wasn't Starlight the name of Rainbow Bright's horse? I don't know. That's interesting. They could get away with that. All right. But they did promise us a Smell-O-Rama card. So here we have Snowball 2. Ever wonder what a hairball smells like? Scratch Snowball 2's hairball to find out. It's not for the squeamish. So they have other ones of these, like, Barney burping and all that kind of stuff, which is very fun. Let's see what it smells like. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Even after all these years, it still stinks. All right, let's check this out. Snowball Tube's bottom 13. Fake crab meat. Playing dress up with Lisa and Maggie. That nasty Siamese is always spraying over my spray on the backyard gate. Santa's little helper's hot, stinky breath. Bart's trick saucers of milk and magnesia. Getting squished under Homer when I don't jump off the couch fast enough. My annual flea bath, the sickly, stickly feeling on my paws when I accidentally step on Marge's freshly waxed kitchen floor, getting rubbed the wrong way, the bad rap cats get because of that darn Itchy and Scratchy cartoon, those hard-to-digest wind-up mice, catnip hangovers, the irresistible yet surprisingly repulsive smell of my own hairballs. So they include that on here. Snowball 2. Now we know a little bit more about, the cat. What is the cat really thinking after all these years of just seeing the cat and the dog running around in the background, right? So very fun. 4 sets of cards, but packed. 4 cards that you just did not expect to get that much entertainment out of. But let's see which was my favorite. All right, so an interesting gimmick that you're going to trade 4 regular cards for, the guarantee that you're going to get a special card, right? And so in this case, a Smell-O-Rama card, which I think I would pick as my favorite, not necessarily for the Smell-O-Rama gimmick, which I think is very cool that they just went and decided to do something that crazy, but I like getting into the mind of Snowball 2. It's so rare, right? There's all the characters on the series. You're going to learn some things, even the stuff they just make up as jokes for the cards. But a cat and what the cat likes and dislikes, that's just kind of fun to me. Now, I want to share some of the other special cards with you and just the little features they put in. So, like, for example, there is this card you actually had to deface. They wanted you to cut it, punch out holes, and as you can see, there's 2 sides. And if you put a string on it and you flipped it, it would cause animation to occur, right? Where you'd see Scratchy getting cut in half, I guess, was the idea. Another one here, they talked about the wiggle cards. So there's Krusty, hey, so that's kind of a fun one. I get some lenticular stuff going on. Another one of those was, these were disappearing ink cards. And so this is one where you're supposed to, be able to push, cut. They say rub it, and then eventually, it's supposed to show you what's in there, but it doesn't really work. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it must have been a bomb or something, But then the other thing that was mentioned, right, was that you could mail away for your decoder screen, right? So if you pop that out there, like I said, I got this in my Bongo comics because even during a special crossover, you could put this on certain panels in the comic and it would decode things. But in this case, right, we would have a card that you would set it on here, right? And so as you can see, it kind of makes like a static effect. And then if you push it, let's get it, there it is. So now you have a dog bone for Santa's little helper, for Bart Dog, So it's just kind of a really neat feature that I really enjoyed, that they just made them interactive in that way. They went above and beyond in creating the set. So it still gets an A+ for me, even though we got less cards in that pack. So we will be back. There is more to come on Wax Pack Flashback, plenty more in the stack there. But I will just share this last strange bit of Simpsons paraphernalia that is in my collection. Bart Simpson character-shaped soap. So yeah, something fun to think about what is to come in the world of merchandising for The Simpsons. Oh, it's not slowing down anytime soon. So until next time, we'll check you later.
This has been a presentation of Geekster Media.